Sanaya Takasi visited India for the 3 days India-Japan 16 India-Japan Cooperatives Strategy Partnership Memorandum of Cooperation, so which is the happening of the critical technology like the semiconductor, artificial intelligence, and also for the defense, which is the cooperation of the strategy and its alliance for the working for the different way and its efficiency for the significance visit for the cooperation of the strategically and investment of $10 billion in India, which is the cooperation and it's a crucial for their in Indian employments and it's a strategy foreign direct investment through by the Japan's the cooperations and its strategically, which is the different way and it's happening for their different strategically defining. Prime Minister said Sanaya Takasi, which is the different cooperations and it's happening for the alliance for their strategy and it's growing for the different strategically and it's deficiency for the defining for the different resources gracefully responsibility and its cooperation of the maintaining and its resources about are different fundamentals and its approach about the efficiency. It is the challenges for their cooperations of India and Japan, but is happening for the bilateral conflicts like the China, which is invasion through Taiwan's, and it's also have Japan. Japan is a strategically cooperation of India, which have next decade in working for the cooperation of the different ways, and it's happening for their defining and its association. Moving on the China, which is 70% critical minerals, and it's a export of China export critical minerals, India, America, and Japan, which is crucial for the critical technology like the semiconductors and also for the AI and also for the semiconductors, artificial intelligence, robotics, and also for the solar panels and its wind 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 turbines. The process for the happening and it's a different strategically, which is the different way and it's a efficiency for their growing and it's a alliance for their working cooperation. But the challenges for the Japan is currently China and its alliance, which is also for the conflicts between China and Taiwan. So uh, for the South China Sea, and it's also for the happening in a different bilateral and it's maritime security. India also signed uh, for the maritime security of Indo-Pacific for the China for the Japan and India and its cooperation of memorandum of cooperations, which is strategically and it's alliance for their working and it's efficiency for their dynamic challenges and it's growing for their different way and its efficiency. It is the working for their cooperation and it's strategically for their efficiency and it's growing for their advantage and it's basically for their different way and its efficiency, which is the growth and its balance for their different way and its challenges. The deficiency and transformation, which is the growing and it's a ecologically prospectus for their challenges and it's emerging of their different sentiments around the prospectus and it's happening for their growing efficiency orientations cooperations and it's a convenience for the different trades and it's happening for the next decades and it's societal and it's economically political resilience for the structurals. The growing for their different dynamic and its institutionalization of political structural for the different fragmentations, which is the long-term cooperations and its investment strategically, which is the boosting of the different industrials employment opportunity also increases in India and also for the trust building in China and China not only China. It's a trust between the India and Japan's, and it's a resilience for the different investment which is coming in India, because India is just emerging for the global superpower, because it's have the optimistic of working, and it's a facility for the different approaches about the government policy and transparent of the work systems, basically for the transformation of bureaucrats, and it's also for the policy execution, and it's a transparency which is strategically efficiency for their dynamic rules for the economic transformations. The investment comes in India is basically for the trust of the government, stable governments, and unilateral for the transformation. Also have the demographic dividend, which is 40% of the Indian demography dividend, which below 25 years, and the strategically which is the crucial for their advantage and its resources happening for the different way, but the economically optimistic, and it's desirable for the systematic way, and its advantage for the growing for the resilient structurals. It is all about the resources, about the optimistic and its cooperation alliance, like the India, and it's growing for the different enterprises. Global investor reach out in India. There is a different significance approach, and it's economically transformations, especially economy zones, and it's a mobility for the investment, and its cooperation technology association, consumer base also having, and it's a transformation of purchasing power parity, which is India ranks third, the growth rate, and it's also about the economically transformation, and it's optimistic about the work culturals favorable, and its infrastructure facility which is provided through governments in last 1 decades happening for the different way, and it's a momentum which is happening of the dynamic, and its resources about their growing, and its advantage for the different way, and it's a fragmentation of the understanding about the work culturals, and it's basically for their transformations. It is all about the proper way of the growing, and it's structurals about the work culturals influential for their transformations, like the country different which trust in India, like the UAE also trust in India, and investment of lots of the sectors. Also have the Japan is also is investing $10 billion in just 1 decades, and it's a crucial advantage for the Indian economy. Also have the demography dividend, which is proper provided the skills level requirement for these IT sector markets and industrialization, which is happening for the middle class emergence in social and its cultural prosperity emergence, and it's a barrier for the different way of the challenges like the unemployments, and challenges like the inflation and the disparity of inequality, which is also be declining further in the flowing years, and it's a transformation. It is crucial for the advantage when the investment comes in India. The different windows which are opens in the opportunity, and it's basically for the transformations of economic in different perspectives, and it's also for the resilient of the economy. Also have the social sector transformations, the trust of the government, and the civilians also trust the government which is working for the different structural policy, also for the execution for the different way, and it's schemes helpful for the societal levels. The constructive approach, and it's a transformation like the Japan and its India, which is a strategically alliance, and it's throughout the cooperations, and it's a company comprehensive advantage. And also have the Japan first woman prime minister Sneha Takasi visited 3 days visit in India, and it's a transformation of a different way for the structurals, and it's a cooperations for the long-term growth momentum and its structure, which is the defining for the India trust building transformations, political stability and its momentum of the skills levels and the working of the government policy and its transformations of the infrastructure cooperation of the different alliance and its structural for the long-term trust building through economically, politically, and it's also of the socially, which is transformation in India in despite of the changing and its momentum ecosystem.